Americans have a very strong hand, Gary, much more so. Usually it's such a European-dominated race, but with Gio Ponti and Einstein in this year's million, it is certainly very American-dominated.
Yeah, they're definitely the big two for the American horse.
Here's Jill Byrne.
The last of our stake races, the Thoroughbred Club of America goes to impressive victory with Indiana and joined by Greg Gilchrist. And she was all there today from the start, broke sharply and set some pretty fast fractions to hold off a very game wild Gams. I have to ask you first, will you go on from here to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint?
I figured you'd be asking me at that at some point. I think probably we'll get her home, see how tired she is or isn't out of this race, and make a decision at that point. It's only 20 days, so we're probably going to have to look her over for a good week before we make that decision.
She looks like she travels well, though, because the race at Saratoga, kind of a tough race for her, and did not seem like it took anything out of her physically, her condition.
Yeah, where we're located in the country, we have to move around quite a bit. So it helps if you have a horse that does, that can ship that much and still perform at this kind of level. So I don't think she needs to take a racetrack with her, and it doesn't really make any difference to her where she runs.
Well, congratulations on this one, and we'll look forward to hearing from you about the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
Let you know in a week.
Thank you very much. There you go. You have the answer. Hopefully we'll know in a week, but let's get through today, and a big effort from Indiana. I just spoke with trainer Al Stahl about Map of the World, and Map of the World is a horse I really like in here. And Map of the World, what I found out from Al is we talked about the races at the fairgrounds, and he said two things there. The horse never did well training at the fairgrounds. He just did not seem comfortable over that racetrack. He struggled. He was never happy. He would wash out. Now back here at Keeneland on the poly track, he said he's an absolutely different horse.
Hey, Carolyn and Jeff, you wish you were here right now today. Arlington Million is the race everyone's looking forward to, and the weather absolutely perfect today. And Jill, we had our doubts the way the weather's been all season long, and especially the rain that I knew fell on Kentucky just a little bit ago. If that headed here, we would have been in trouble, but that's not going to be the case.
Exactly. 7 inches of rain in an hour and a half would not be something we would look forward to here at all, especially with turf racing. But the International Festival of Turf Racing here at Arlington, and I think these three races, three of just quality. I think we have a lot of depth, but the Million, as you mentioned, I think the strongest American contingent we have seen in a long time.
We're actually seeing a familiar
day with the International Festival of Racing just around the corner here on Saturday.
turf course just a little bit after yesterday's rains.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. You would think that the rain, making the turf course yielding, would make the Europeans very happy. Well, so far we only have 2 happy Europeans. That would be the Irish, Dermot Well with Mad About You, and Aidan O'Brien with Black Bear Island. But Gary, the connections of the Million horses that came over from Europe were really hoping for firm ground.
Exactly.
But quickly ahead to the Darley Alcibiades. Can you get anything from the way that race was run? It was our first 2-turn race on the synthetic here today.
Well, I mean, you know, the favourite one, I think best horse, well, I think it's a very fair racetrack. Of all these synthetic surfaces, they've really got this one right. This is a very fair surface. You see horses win on the front end, you see horses coming from out of it. So I love this track, to be honest with you, as far as handicapping. Although I haven't picked a winner today, it's early days yet.
It is early in the day, and it was race number 4 goes to Wesley Ward trainer and Lucky Will. Unofficially, we'll be back with prices and to wrap up race 4. But for now, we'll send it back out to the studio in Los Angeles.